Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacino. Let's start off with some Bitcoin Cash. So the sell-off continued below our trend line, coming down to this 1220 level, just missing the end of the clear path, which is 1190. Also, we talked about the rising 200 simple moving average, found some support at that. It's made a very sloppy bottoming pattern in here, spiked up. I was watching for a close above here. We did not get a close. We hit that level, and again, this is lower probability since it's going against the rotation zone. That's as close we've got to a bottoming pattern so far right now, and anything that is spiking in the rotation zone is immediately getting sold back down. So if you do get a close above 1300, you can watch for 1346, then 1369, and then 1392 are the key levels. And that between this 1369 and 1392, you have that cluster. So that's going to be the big resistance area. Going long in Bitcoin Cash. So not much to do there. Let's go out to the daily chart. Daily chart, again, more key support coming in right around. Let me mark this off. You have this nice big support area, which is coming in around 1171. So 1171 to 1190 is going to be the major support area. If we do break through there, next key level down is about 1090, where we have the rising 50-day exponential moving average and another key Gann level. If this does continue lower, we're going to get the first cross rotation zone, which means it's more bearish for Bitcoin Cash, and we could continue to see lower prices. We're not doing anything aggressive. The only thing we found was that sloppy bottoming pattern that did not trigger yet. Switching over to Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin Gold holding the key support level right now at 230. If that is broken, the next level down is about 215, and then below that we're looking at all the way back to 182 possibly. We spiked in the rotation zone and then sold back off. We'll be watching for, right at this point, to get some kind of close above about this 262 level. Then we go into a clear path, and we'll be watching then for a pullback, but nothing really aggressive here. Everything's getting sold on these rallies. It seems everybody's selling Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold if they have it, and trying to buy more Bitcoin, because they keep saying it's going through the roof, and it has been rallying tremendously, and we will get to those levels also. So again, nothing much to do. Rotation zones are against us, and already mentioned the levels I'm watching for. Over to the daily chart. Daily chart. Again, if we do get a close below about this 230 level, there's not much support until the next major area of support is this prior breakout zone. And we have some Gann levels, which will provide some minor support. But the next major support, should this continue lower, is down at 176. So don't get overly aggressive yet. There'll be plenty of times once we do form a bottoming position and we get the rotation zones to turn back up to accumulate Bitcoin Gold should it start moving up again. Finally, Bitcoin hit the first level we put out this morning, then pulled back a bit, this 15,422. Now I've mapped out some new levels. This is getting very, very extended, guys. So again, all you can do, we'll keep putting out our levels. We'll keep watching for raise some stops, take some off the table, wait for pullbacks. You know, we finally got 8 pushing the price here. We just got a 1-bar pause, nowhere close to the rotation zone on the 4-hour. You can see how that looked on the 1-hour. The pause just dipped into the rotation zone on the 1-hour and then started back up. So what does that look like now? We now have a little cluster forming between 16,103 and 16,156. So that's the next key level to move stops. Above there, 16,386, 16,694, so essentially 16,700, and then 17,569 are your levels higher. And again, let's look at the daily chart, because this is essentially in launch mode. Right now, if we had a minor pullback would take us to 14,517, a moderate pullback 13,215, and then a major pullback would start off coming back to about 11,900 based off these current price levels. Now, in other trading, GDAX did go to 19,600 before collapsing back down at one point to 1550. Now it's roughly back in line with some of the other major exchanges. So you had some crazy action on GDAX earlier. That at one point the bid offer between the spread on Bitcoin was over 1,000. It was just going absolutely insane. At some point, this is going to stop. This is not sustainable forever. But again, what do? And everybody says it's nowhere it's going to stop. You don't know where it's going to stop. All we can keep doing is providing the price levels based off the current price action, and then trade it that way and trail the stop. And when it does come back to earth, then you take some additional off and then wait for bottoming formation. We don't know if it goes up this fast, we don't know how fast it's going to come back down. But if you look at many other markets that have behaved this way over the years and throughout time, when things go into blast off mode, when they start going vertically and everybody's piling in, eventually they can come back down in a similar manner. So just know where your stops are. Right now, if it started really moving below 14,500, which is this 12.5% gain level, I'd be looking to lighten up some and then take something off the table and look to get it back on lower once we get some consolidation closer to the daily GAN rotation zones. If we look at the weekly also, here's the weekly. Put this into perspective. This is now 4 weeks straight up. It started off after this 1 week correction back at 58, 57, and now it's 10,000 higher at least. So you see how far away it's pulling from the weekly rotation zone, which if we did get a bigger pullback, even on a weekly basis, you could easily see us coming back to 10,600 at this point, and that's still not even touching the weekly rotation zone. That's what we have for you in Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, and Bitcoin. Trade smart, trade safe, subscribe to our channel, comment, like us, and keep your head grounded and don't get carried away with the Bitcoin mania. Learn to trade it and learn to have some stops in there and take some profits off at key logical levels. That's what we have for you. Bye for now.